Tower? Where are the radio towers?
I'll give you the locations of the towers once you have the repeaters in hand. More important to find them first.
Repeater units there?
When you get back to the Citadel, talk to our radio expert, Wade Woodson, if you want to know more about the technical details. All I know is the repeaters will upgrade the towers and allow us to zero in on the mystery signal.
Signal? The signal is a threat, sir?
The voice on those broadcasts disturbed me greatly. It talked crazy talk about a future where man and machine would be one. Worse, it talked about us, the Desert Rangers, specifically. It said it was coming for us.
What's the mission, sir?
The mission is this. Search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish his mission.
Click anywhere, press spacebar or enter to continue.
Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one, you'll find the other.
Call in, sir? Where is this area, sir?
Yes, call in on your radio. Your radio is your lifeline to Ranger Citadel. We'll be calling you with alerts and updates on your current missions, and sending you new missions when we receive distress calls. As Rangers, it is your sworn duty to respond to those calls. That is the contract we made with the people of Arizona when we opened for business.
When can we enter the Citadel, sir? Or where is this area, sir?
Once you prove yourself, the Citadel will be your new home. Consider this mission the final test of your training. If you succeed, you are welcome within our walls. If you fail, then you aren't cut out to be a Desert Ranger, and we won't let you in.
Where is this area, sir? I don't want to do any of those yet. Seems like it's going to skip.
It's about a day's walk east from here. I'll mark it on your map.
Radio tower.
There you go.
Goodbye.
Good luck out there, recruits.
Mission. Okay. A day's walk east from here. I'll mark them. Got a shovel. Using items. Logbook. This is now the tips. Logbook. The logbook is your guide to the missions your ranger squad has acquired and completed, including notes and other information. You can access it from the inventory menu. Simply select a specific mission entry in the list to see more details. It pays you to keep. Tab. Progress. Using items. You will find many items in the Wasteland, some of which can be used in the game world. To use these, you can either open your inventory, right click on the item and then select the use button before left clicking a target, or you can assign it to your hotbar for quick access. Remember that most items can only be used on certain objects or characters. Desert Ranger Regulations Point 0036. Okay. Character logbook. Squad group. Character. Oh. New shovel. I think that can go on the hotbar, right? Armor. Ammo. Usable. Add to hotkey. Network. Updated. Ah, there we go. General Vargas has ordered us to go to the site where Ace's body was found and search the area for the repeater units he was carrying. Once we recover them, we are to call Vargas. Look for the rest of Ace. Level 1. We are level 1. Tractor. Ah, yeah, you can put it on the hotbar. Ah, we can change the scene a bit. The east of here. Ah, so this is the compass. Looking south, east, we are gonna have to go that way. And M is on the map. Spores is over there. Ah, right click to move. Okay, we want to go east. It doesn't have a weapon. Hold on. Ah, so a few of them do have weapons. Oh, they have sticks. But this is the assault rifle and this is the sniper guy. We didn't give them any weapon skills, so they've got sticks. Wait. Sure, it will all work out fine. Ah, okay. Also, I made that a note as to, this is all the graves. Okay. Examine. Technical Major Ron Nakata fought like a ranger until the end. Cadet Suicide. Imperial Scarscalp Ralph the Hobo. Supreme Jerk Pavlish. Okay. Cadet Paul Takeda. Major General Red Hawk. Here lies a born man, died a desert ranger. Lance Colonel Ken Stone. Dr. Mike Scott. Cadet Zergs. Cadet Zombra. Cadet Ford Zoom. PFC David SF. PFC Bernard SF. Captain Christopher Brock Noteboom lived his life to the Ranger Code. Cadet Wolf. Okay. This one. Over. No. Right click, left click. No. Okay. East. I assume. This is east. No, this is east. And this might be Converge. Not the drums, no. Oopsie. Pressed F. I know what that did. Camera rotation. Okay. To rotate the camera you can press Q or E, and by default to rotate left or press the hold middle mouse button, drag the mouse left or right for precise rotation. To pan the camera, move the mouse cursor to the edges of the screen or use the arrow WASD key by default. Zoom. Okay. Captain Solvik Sefers said, "Howdy there, Team Echo." OV10 Echo. A kindly older woman in standard issue ranger garb, she seems occupied counting goods and organizing crates. Aside from the clothes, she's the picture of a loving grandmother. You could swear she smells faintly of fresh baked cookies. Captain Solvik Sefers. Need acquaintance trade. Well, hello recruits, welcome to Solvik Sundries. Happy to trade whenever you like. An honor to make your acquaintance. Always nice to see new faces around here and a pleasure to make sure they have everything they need before they head out into the big bad world. So you can outfit us? Well, with essentials as tough to find as they are, I can't just give them away for free, believe me. I wish I could, but we keep our prices as close to cost as we can for our rangers. You can stop by for the basics whenever you're in the area, and once you get clearance to enter the Citadel, you'll get access to some of our more valuable goodies. You'll have to talk to Sergeant Melson about that when you get the inside. Nice to meet you too, Solvik. What's your story? Oh, it's not so interesting. I grew up in a village near here, but I was already a grandmother twice over when the Desert Rangers moved into the Citadel. I saw how much good the Rangers were doing, and I wasn't up to much with my children and moved to other villages to start their own families. It was a little unconventional for an old lady to go through basic training, but I pulled my weight and earned my star. I may not be too useful in forward operations, but I've got lots of experience keeping people well fed and well clothed. And I can run a drill press with the best of them. So General Vargas has me help Sergeant Melson run supply, and I help Captain Mercaptain in the workshop now and again. Captain Mercaptain. Great name. Ranger Citadel, what about it? Sergeant Melson, General Vargas. What's Captain Mercaptain like? What's General Vargas like? He's a modern day Patton. He's got a mind for strategy and knows how to make the tough calls, but he's got a gentle side too. What's Captain Mercaptain like? She's the smartest person I've ever met, bar none. She can whip up laser beams and water purification systems like I whip up pies. What's Sergeant Melson like? Oh, he's a great friend and a great quartermaster. We'd all be eating sand and wiping with cactus flowers without him. Ranger Citadel, what about it? I do love this place nowadays. It used to be full of some cookie birds back when I was younger. Fellas seemed to worship pre-war junk, even if they didn't know what it was, and they wouldn't share none of it. Well, I shouldn't get too judgmental. I'm sure they thought they were doing right. Trader. What do you have to trade? Okay. And we have squad scrap 50 quid. 370. Ouch. Nail board. Currently a stick. So it's more AP. And 13 to 24. But it's also 155. Got any stuff. This is a trauma kit, low dosage brains. Full squad name stuff. I think nothing for you today, hun. Okay. The Z shows us interactable items. Ooh. Your canteen's been topped up. Ah, so it's water, okay. Critical in the waste.
Echo 1! Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Oh, they think it's funny. Tin cans and goats usually go together. Your instincts are telling you that you might not want to steal this goat's next meal. Perception. An ornery looking billy goat, a better seen than smell. Ah, so this is going out to the wasteland. So yeah, they think they're funny. Try this. Tin can.
He headbutted you right in the butt.
Right in the butt.
Did you actually think I was serious about wanting that can? I just wanted the goat to hit you in the ass.
Thanks, Rick. Psst, I don't need any training. Just give me some ammo and tell me where the raiders are. La Loca. Are you guys headed out on a mission? Man, I'm so jealous. I can't wait to get out there. Maybe they'll let us join Echo. No, if one of you dies. Okay. Something seems to be buried here. Ooh, hold on. Oh, loot! Library card. Engage ammo. Ranger brass knucks. Sorry, can't talk right now, gotta clean up this graffiti. What was this then? Using skills. To use an active skill, you will need to assign it to the hotbar by right-clicking on an empty slot and then left-clicking the one you want to put into that slot. Then left-click the skills icon to activate it, and if needed, left-click on an object or character to use it. You can also right-click on a valid object or character and you will see a pop-up showing all available skill options. Left-click on the skill to use it. Kind of will figure that out, I guess. Perception. Carefully examining the fence, pause finds a lock. Lock picking. Don't strain yourselves, pause, I'll take care of it. 5 XP. Yay, Kate succeeded. Also, let me start saving stuff. Save. Check what that looks like. Okay, just put the name there. Okay. And let's check. I think there's a quick save as well. Check what keys for that is. Quick save F9 and F11 is quick load. Quick save. Cool. Ooh, this fiberglass case with heavy plastic latches looks like just the kind of thing in which you safely store your guns. Sap gloves for brawling, 3 to 5 damage. $39 though. A pre-war ammo can might contain some usable slugs. Don't think anyone's got this is like a pistol, revolver or SMG. I don't think we've got that weapons yet. Okay. Got some loot. And 5 XP. Oh, wait, we can take this one out. Something seems to be buried there. Ooh. Necklace. Ammo. Scrap. Dig up everything. Then something seems to be buried. Ooh, I think this is the sniper rifle guy. Daniel's sniper. Wanted poster. Okay. Scrap. Scrap is the currency you'll use in the Wasteland. You can use scrap to pay for items merchants are selling, and they'll also pay you back in scrap for any items sold to them. Unlike inventory items, there is no maximum limit to how much scrap your party can carry, and it does not weigh anything. Scrap is frequently labeled as $1. Scrap. In the old world they called it dollars. Ooh, large ring library card.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
Oh, Angela Day. I think she's one of the potential NPCs we can get in our party. A tough-looking redhead with decades of sun and wind and hard living etched into her angular face stands sobbing in the shadows. You saw her at Ace's retirement party. The sleeves of her uniform have been torn off, revealing multiple tattoos on her sinewy arms, all skulls. The tears run down her cheeks, are splashing on a rusty old orange she holds in a scarred hand.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies.
Okay. General Vargas. I see you have Ace's name tattooed in that heart on your arm.
You noticed that, huh? Well, Ace always said I wore my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, me and Ace, we were more than just old army buddies, if you know what I mean. That's why it hurts so bad. That's why I want to come with you.
General Vargas? Well,
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
Cochise?
An old military facility from before the war. And the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Death.
Captain Death. Great name. A computer was making the robots?
Yeah. The Base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
See if we can save in the middle of dialogue. No, we can't. Okay. Babies? Us?
Sorry, but you are. As cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
Oh, Thrasher, Hellraiser, Snake. Ah, General Vargas used to be called Snake. Where's Thrasher now?
You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day, he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise, and he couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walking papers, but Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
What happened to Hellraiser?
He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead or AWOL or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come. And when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor. Scary as hell.
Red Scorpion?
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out. Just a bunch of rangers back then, but they've been getting more organized. Call themselves a militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. The protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
What can you tell us about eastern Arizona?
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
Radiation belts?
The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kinda thought those clouds went on forever. And that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
Broadcast? Have you heard any of these strange broadcasts?
Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers, saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
Snake. So General Vargas used to be called Snake?
Well, like I said, he was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kind of squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade maybe?
Ace. We saw you at Ace's funeral. You knew him well?
They all hurt, but this one... Man. Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Fair and Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise, and never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's...
Oh.
God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
Which one trouble? Where's Quartz? You thought Ace's mission was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. I should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Know any more about these repeater units?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
Sergeant Woodson? Do you know Woodson?
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
Wade Woodson. Tell me about the Rail Nomads.
Could be a nice little place if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Where's Quartz?
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher, he'd know.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we've been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
Boom.
No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, all right?
That's fine. Okay. No. Goodie. I see if stuff we can sell is the question. Angela Death. Level 7. Ooh. That's nice. Yeah, all the others are level 1. Probably gonna help us quite a bit. Initially. Okay, so I think this is the way to the citadel actually. Yeah, that's where we were. That's where we dug up the grave. It's probably not a good idea to dig that up. It's like, oh, something's buried here. And dig that up and loot it. Okay. This is it. Follow us. During your travels, you may come across people willing to join your squad. These companions, C NPCs, can be controlled and customized just like your own ranger recruits you start the game with, but may have personalities and characteristics of their own. Okay. Let's travel. However, that was just a timer. Let's take a break. I'm going to take a short break there. We just introed the game. This is the intro. I'm going to be back in 2 to 5 minutes in a bit.